Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into how mindful parenting can shape kind and conscious teens. It's all about regarding those slow moments and being present, especially in a world where our devices are a constant distraction.
Yep, that constant ping, right? It's so easy to default to checking our phones rather than soaking in life.
Exactly. And it's interesting because the idea is that when we habitually reach for our devices, even during a quiet moment, we miss out on really knowing ourselves.
Yep,
And in doing
totally.
so, we unintentionally model an impulsive tech relationship for our teens.
Uh-huh. Like we're giving them a blueprint for always turning to distraction instead of reflection.
Right. Think about it. If you're constantly reacting to a screen, you're not letting your mind wander in that unique, unpressured way that solitude offers. And that's crucial, because as Sherry Turkle points out, if we don't practice being alone with our thoughts, we might confuse solitude with loneliness.
Yeah, I remember Turkle saying that not knowing the pleasure of solitude can lead to relying on digital distractions, which ultimately might even create a sense of isolation.
Exactly, and it's sort of like, if you never let your inner thoughts come to the surface because you're busy scrolling, then you're missing out on that self-understanding that fuels deeper relationships.
Absolutely. And it's not just on the parental side, you know. When we take time to truly experience our emotions, we then become better digital mentors for our teens.
Yep, when you're in tune with yourself, you're more equipped to acknowledge your teens' feelings. It's about showing them, hey, it's okay to feel deeply and even feel uncomfortable sometimes.
Exactly. So how do we actually begin to practice this mindful living amidst all the tech overload?
Great question. It starts with small steps, like focusing on your breath when you feel the urge to check your phone. It could be as simple as counting deep breaths, a quick pause to reassess rather than immediately jumping to distraction.
I like that simplicity. And there's the exercise of mental noting too, right? Where you label your emotions with just one word, like worry or joy, to acknowledge what you're feeling.
Exactly. With that approach, you're not only managing stress better, but you're also setting an example for your teen on how to deal with their internal world. Don't you think that has major implications for building connection?
For sure.
It's like, you're not just controlling your reaction, you're embracing the full spectrum of human emotion, and that's powerful.
Speaking of embracing emotions, isn't it interesting how, according to Brené Brown, the ability to really feel our difficulties is directly proportional to how much joy we can eventually experience?
Absolutely. It's like that old saying, you have to taste the bitter to appreciate the sweet. And if you try to escape every negative feeling by diving into your device, you're effectively blocking yourself from the richness of life.
Yep, I totally get it. But, I've got a question here. What about those parents who might say, well, I'm just managing the chaos. My teen's super tech savvy, so why should I deprive them of constant connection?
That's a fair critique. I mean, on one hand, connection is great, but on the other, endlessly being online can actually disconnect you from authentic interactions.
Exactly.
When you're modeling endless notifications and screen time, you're indirectly saying that digital status is the norm.
Right. And it seems the idea isn't to shun technology completely, but rather to introduce moments of mindful pause where genuine connection, both with yourself and your teen, can flourish.
Exactly. Consider those simple practices. Taking a 5-minute break after coming home, or even doing the dishes concentratively. It's as if you're saying, let's be here now, really here. And that's a step toward cultivating genuine relationships.
Yeah, that makes sense. What I find intriguing is that mindful parenting doesn't just help reduce stress, it also supports resilience in teens. When they see you handle discomfort without immediately seeking escape through technology, they learn to, stay in the moment themselves.
Absolutely, and that's where the role of being an emotion coach comes in. If you validate your teens' feelings and take an interest in their inner experiences, you're building a foundation for resilience. And yes, it's not just about managing technology, but really about connecting on a deeper level.
Right on. And it's also interesting how by practicing mindfulness ourselves, like focusing on one task at a time, we encourage our teens to develop the same focus and presence in their lives.
Yep, like the example with the dishes. If you're fully present during that mundane task, you're not just getting the dishes clean, you're cultivating that mindful spirit.
It's simple but effective. You know, it's almost like mindfulness acts as a bridge between our inner emotional life and the chaotic, hyper-connected world outside.
Exactly. It gives a different lens to see the world, a perspective that values slow moments over the constant buzz of notifications.
Yep, that reframing is so key. And there's this idea that when kids experience the world without tech interference, they don't just learn to be alone, they learn to be comfortable with themselves.
Right, because solitude or being alone doesn't equal loneliness. It's about cultivating the richness of one's inner world. And that's the kind of self-knowledge that promotes empathy, which is essential for forming kind relationships.
Absolutely, empathy is everything. So, from what we've talked about, mindfulness as a practice can lead to a more resilient parent who can guide a teen through those tough emotional ups and downs.
Exactly, because when you're in tune with your own feelings and allow yourself to experience them fully, you're also better prepared to support your teen when they come to you with their challenges.
That's a win-win. I also noticed the content suggests fun, interactive ways to practice mindfulness together. How effective do you think is that approach?
Oh, it's pretty effective. When you invite your teen to join you in a mindful walk or take a different route to school, those small shared experiences can really reinforce a healthy balance with technology.
Yeah, that's smart. Making mindfulness a shared journey. Also, there's something quite, refreshing about being open to challenging digital habits head-on, rather than demonizing technology entirely.
Exactly. It's all about balance. You're not saying no phones ever, but rather, let's disentangle for a bit to reconnect with life. And that subtle balance helps maintain healthier emotional states for both parents and teens.
Yep, it's a balanced perspective indeed. One more thing that stands out to me is the emphasis on practicing mindful moments even when feeling uncomfortable emotions. Rather than escaping discomfort with a phone, it's about, sitting with that discomfort and learning from it.
Yes, absolutely. Embracing that discomfort can lead to a richer emotional tapestry, which ultimately makes you and your teen more robust in facing life's challenges. Think of it like training a muscle. The more you flex your emotional resilience, the stronger it becomes.
Exactly. But let me just challenge one aspect briefly. Some might argue that constant mindfulness might make parental monitoring too passive. How do we ensure that we're still actively guiding our teens effectively?
That's a great point. I think mindfulness isn't about passivity, it's about attuned engagement. While it promotes a non-reactive space for reflection, it doesn't exclude proactive support. In fact, by being mindful, you're actually more present to participate actively in your teen's emotional world, rather than being distracted by the digital noise.
Right, so it's more like an enhanced active presence. Got it. So mindful parenting becomes this dual process of appreciating your own introspection, and then using that depth to connect, guide, and support your teen.
Exactly. And by being a true digital mentor, not just a manager of screen time, you're showing your teen the value of pause, reflection, and genuine interaction. It's transformative in so many little ways.
It really sounds transformative. To wrap it up, it seems mindful parenting is about cultivating inner awareness, balancing technology with genuine human connection, and sharing that journey with our teens.
Yes, that's the essence. It's a journey full of small, mindful steps that, over time, not only nurture our teens' growth into resilient, kind individuals, but also deepen our own understanding of life's richer, slower moments.
Absolutely, truly inspiring. Thanks for this insightful dive. I definitely feel more equipped to add a bit more mindfulness to my routine, and hopefully my teens too.
Always a pleasure. Remember, every mindful moment counts, and by embracing those moments, we create space for growth, connection, and, well, a little bit more joy every day.
And that wraps up our chat today. Until next time, keep making time for those mindful pauses, even in the midst of digital chaos.